Eckman Fine Art presents Monuments from Paper to Bronze, Part 1, Overview.
We are Allen and Patty Eckman from Eckman Fine Art, best known for our cast paper sculptures, which we started doing in 1987. What we are best known for is the high detail that we put into our cast paper sculptures. Our subjects are mostly Western art and wildlife, although we've done a number of portraits and military subjects as well. I did a series of Civil War portraits and images of individuals, both Union and Confederacy, a part of our nation's history. Also in this time of our nation's history was Lincoln, the great emancipator.
Allen won Best of Show for this piece he calls Not on My Watch. Here are two other war service memorials he created. The first of Al Morgan and the second is a self-portrait.
We found that we can actually mold our pieces and create bronzes with them. And these are some of the ones that I've done over the years. This photo represents what we can do in terms of monuments. The sculpture on the left is the original paper, and the one on the right, the bronze from that original paper.
What sets us apart from other artists doing monuments is that our original cast paper sculpture is archival. It is strong, lightweight, and easy to transport. And most of all, it's permanent, just like the bronze.
This video is to illustrate for collectors how we do our pieces and what they get. It is also for artists who want to learn how to work with our paper to create their own monuments. This monument, the end of the trail, was first conceived and created by James Earl Fraser in 1915. There wasn't enough metal to do the bronze at the time because World War I was underway. He created the original in plaster. This piece we created for Johnny Morris, who owns the Bass Pro Shops, Big Cedar Lodge, and Top of the Rock in southern Missouri. Top of the Rock is the golf course and resort where the Legends tournaments are played, and the bronze is being installed here in an infinity pool.
After the installation of the piece, they took this picture of Allen and I standing in front of the monument before the water was returned to the pool.
This is what the monument looks like today in the pool overlooking Table Rock Lake.
Allen and I created the original for this bronze in paper.
This photo was taken at the Bass Pro Shop in Springfield, Missouri after we installed the piece at that venue. We actually started with the pointed up foam like you see in this photo here.
We covered the foam with our paper. Most artists cover the foam with their clay.
Yes, what they do is they put the foam all together, and after they have it covered with clay, then they'll work in the detail. Because of the weight of the clay being so heavy, oftentimes these sculptures have to be molded in place.
These original sculptures are temporary and very unstable. We do our monuments in sections, and they can easily be moved from location to location.
Our handmade paper makes the sculpture lightweight, strong, and very durable.
This is not paper mache. Our acid-free paper allows us to work fine details in our sculptures.
After we apply the paper in its wet form, we can burnish and smooth the surface just like you would clay. Here's Patty just working on the arm of the rider. We worked on these pieces in pieces.
Hey, look here.
Made it a lot easier. Here's Patty working on the head of the horse. One thing we do with our paper that can't be done in clay is accomplishing the kind of detail you see Patty here, actually putting separate strands of hair on the horse's tail. We manufacture a tool that cuts these strips of paper, actually sell those to artists who want to do these kind of pieces and create this kind of detail. And there's the hair on the rump of the horse and mane on the head of the horse. And here she's working on the head of the rider, burnishing it down. You can see she's already applied the hair.
We'll show you in a later clip how I put the braids on.
We worked in a studio that had a 12-foot ceiling. So when we came to the place where we wanted to put it all together, we moved outside.
The piece was 16 feet tall when we put it all together. You can see in this photo here.
Then we moved back inside and worked on it some more. Patty, in this shot, you can see has attached the braids. You can see that hair. Nice detail.
We created detail in other ways too, like molding beads for his upper arm band and the type for the signature plate.
After we had the piece completed, we assembled it in a different studio for the unveiling. And in this sequence of stills, you can see all the detail that we put into the different parts of our piece. And there's the crew, most of us. And there's Patty and I standing with the maquette in front of the piece. After completing the piece, we transported it to Sculpture Depot in Loveland, Colorado, where the molds were made for it. Here Patty's actually doing the sealing of the hair on the mane there. You can see holes there on the one side of the man's head. On the other side, they've been filled. So this mold prep is done so the piece can be molded. After we completed all of our mold prep, then the whole piece could be molded. Sculpture Depot did that. They put in the shims first, as you can see here, for the mold sections. And then they started applying the rubber. The rubber is actually sprayed on, and you see that application being done here. After the rubber is all sprayed on, then we numbered the mold sections. This is the piece demolded. And this is what raw metal looks like taken from the molds. Right after we finished our piece at Sculpture Depot, we had another artist moved in and applied clay to his foam, which would be molded. And after the piece is demolded, then all of his original art and foam will end up in a landfill. Or he can recycle the clay and the foam and use it for a different project.
Got the final phase of Ashes to Glory going on. This is Spirit, and it fits so well with the end of the trail. So where your guy picks up, Hopefully he'll take over and keep that spirit going.
We archive our original paper pieces, so the client gets two of them. Here we're loading it up and taking it to Southern Missouri at the Bass Pro Shop. Here we're assembling the piece, and this is what it looked like when it was finally finished and installed there at the Bass Pro Shop in Springfield, Missouri. Meanwhile, back at Art Castings of Colorado, they're finishing up on the bronze, which is the second original. First was paper, second bronze.
This piece was sandblasted and livered and patinaed outside of Art Castings, and that was because of the size of the piece. Because this piece was so high up in the air, they had to use ladders and forklifts and lifting devices to get to the top of it. And this series of stills and videos shows that process. Here they're doing the final patina on the piece. We used a limited palette of brown, black, and green, and also bare metal color. After the piece was completed, it was transported from Colorado to Top of the Rock in southern Missouri.
This is where we transported it and how we transported it to Top of the Rock in Ridgedale, Missouri. A long bed truck which was lowered. They actually had to lift power lines and take a special route from Loveland, Colorado to southern Missouri. It took a couple of days to get there. And here we're doing the installation of the piece. They had to dismantle part of this bridge just to get it across. It was quite a distance where we unloaded the piece from the truck to this point, almost a mile, and used that sky tracker to do that. After we got the piece across the bridge, it was pretty easy going to the installation site. It was in the infinity pool. And once we got it there, we had to insert the all thread and drop it down onto the concrete pad, which was pre-drilled and filled with epoxy. Here we are dropping it onto that concrete pad. Got to make sure, we did a dry run first, got to make sure everything lined up, and then we put it down in there. That all thread extended about 8 inches down from the base of the sculpture into that pad. Then what we did is inserted the last piece, which is the top part of the lance, and this is what it looked like when we finished installing the piece. There it is in the infinity pool. The original maquette, which was in paper, was molded, and we did bronzes of that for trophies that are used at the Legends tournaments. If you want to learn more about this process, we have another video. Eckman Fine Art presents Monuments from Paper to Bronze, Part 2, an in-depth view.
For more information, you can call us at 605-343-4252 or email Allen at eckmanfineart.com.
Oh yeah, and don't forget our website.
Check out our website at eckmanfineart.com.